Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's
Yes,
good,
sir.
It's your boy ZL, the
Stay line, baby.
Ride with your mans. Holding
The
the frame of
blade
truth.
with the flame of
Let's
truth,
get
baby.
it.
Let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
What's up, Zo?
What up with your boy, William Gates?
Busy Gizzy.
William Gates, man. BG.
Mm.
He tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was talking some way out shit the other night. You know what I'm saying? About how can't nobody fuck with him. How you can't nobody got more juice than him in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, nobody fuck with him. They wind up like Raheem and Quillis, man. I don't know, man. Something gonna happen. That's what those in the know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my niggas who know. Shout out to my Juice fans. Let's get it.
Though, man.
Let's get it.
Nigga was talking crazy though. You talking some way out stuff, man.
Yeah, that nigga Bill Gates, boy. Y'all better look and see what he talking about.
Talk to the women and
he said he want to talk to the women.
Put them in some kind of space birthing program because
I'm about to show you.
There's too many people in the world and man, real talk. BG
real
was
talk.
going crazy. BG was going crazy. I'm listening to this dude like, really dog? Some of the stuff he was saying, like, he almost was sounding like Pharaoh or somebody. Like
yeah, that nigga was sounding like Pharaoh, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga was sounding like Pharaoh.
Connection, man, because just those of y'all know, man, we look at Exodus. You know, I believe it's Exodus.
It was Exodus.
Where Pharaoh was cool with the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? The first Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
And that Pharaoh wound up dying off. They ain't really getting into what his name was, but that Pharaoh wound up dying off.
Mm-hmm.
He died off, nigga. It wasn't no love, no more for none of the Hebrews. You know
Hebrews will never get no
so
love.
Niggas start, going crazy. They start killing each other.
Hebrews don't get love for shit.
Start making the Hebrews work to death.
No inventions about Hebrews in history, like.
So that was one parallel I made.
Nothing.
Another parallel, he kind of just how concerned he was with the pot, or he is.
Yeah, he extra. He extra. To me.
Is what I seen in Pharaoh.
To me, he extra.
So a lot of people want to call themselves Pharaoh, and that's their little rap name or whatever. I heard that shit a lot of times. A lot of Pharaoh homeboys be named Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people run with that. But they ain't make me feel like Pharaoh. This dude made me feel like Pharaoh.
Yeah, I thought about Pharaoh.
He was saying how concerned he was with the population and the numbers, and it took me back to Exodus where he was like, let us deal with the children wisely. Let us deal with the Hebrews wisely, lest they overtake us. You know what I'm saying? And outgrow us in number. So that Pharaoh basically, in so many words, feared that the people under him was gonna get a leg up on him if they
said there was a lot of them. They multiplied.
The way they was, because they was out reproducing them.
So they got down in Egypt, getting that bread and everything.
So
it was popping.
Whether you believe the Bible or not, it put some things in perspective on a train of thought that was happening at this supposed
the way they was thinking, the way they was thinking, right?
That specific scripture,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Look at the train of thought. You know what I'm saying? He like, I got to deal with these dudes wisely. If they're gonna keep having babies, it's gonna be problems. So to avoid
they thinking like that today.
He put the women to the side, like, all right, we gonna anyone that's a baby, you kill.
It's always the women, bro.
Or whatever, goonettes. We call y'all goonettes now. There's a lot of goonettes out there. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Goonetta.
You know what I'm saying? Little do y'all know, man. a lot of goonettes be doing the dirt out here.
Doing the dirt, setting up licks and.
The goons get told what to do, they dumb. So
I text you when his pants down and.
You know what I'm saying? Like in this industry, or music industry and shit.
Detroit scandalous.
It be them chicks setting that shit up.
All day. All day.
They have a chick come tell you that shit.
They send them tell you all that shit.
There's information on that. We're gonna get into that in another video.
He said you're gonna bend over and you're gonna do all this and you ain't getting no money. You be like, what? Yeah, it's in the chick to say that shit.
They spit game to you like a dude and play on the same emotion as guys play on.
They got them chicks too that can come here and do that shit.
We get into that later.
Yeah, your woman mind fucked up.
Your boy BG was tripping. Like I said, he was reminding me of Pharaoh, man. He was something like gonna just.
Who else care that much, dude, about how quick niggas reproducing? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm missing.
Who care that much?
Maybe I'm mixing up what he was saying, or I'm just looking at this all just wrong. Y'all tell me in the comments if I'm looking at this wrong, or do this sound parallel to what we read in these texts? Is this train of thought similar? You know what I'm saying? The dude's talking about space birthing, dude. I ain't never heard nobody say. I thought he was bullshit.
Space birthing, bro. Space birthing.
Looking at the space birthing and shit. That shit really real.
Real shit, bro.
Talking about how the motherfuckers.
We talking having babies in space, bro.
Start getting big and shit. Like,
we talking placentas and all that shit, like blood in space, bro.
Big head motherfucker. They always show you when you think alien.
The X-File motherfucker.
With the big eyes. You know what I'm saying?
You know that
They show
Martian
you
looking big
exaggerating the
head dude.
situation. Like, that's the first thing I thought about, because it said that the heads would be larger in space.
What else they talking about
So
but
it made me
that?
think, like, is this what they was doing? Because ain't nothing new under the sun. We know they
I'm about to show you what I'm
did
talking
this
about.
shit a long time ago. So if we doing it now. They did it on another level back then. They trying to do it on that level they did it on back then.
They doing that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
They doing that shit.
We kind of dealing with that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But you know, it was just was crazy, man. I don't know if y'all seeing these parallels I'm seeing, man. But dig this. We gonna go back to the lab. You know what I'm saying? Because this one requires a lab visit.
Let's get it.
Right here, we gotta go up in here and
Let's
ask
get it.
some questions. And, you know what I'm saying?
Show them the
What's
receipts.
going on with this? Cause you know, we gotta do this. We gotta do this.
Yes, we gotta check this shit
I'll
out.
see y'all back in the lab. We'll chop it up. Give me just 1 second.
Thank you, brother Zoe. Appreciate you. Love you. You know what I'm saying? Keep the rubber on the ground out there. Oh, that's it. Back to business. But yeah, though, man. Your boy Busy Gizzy is talking crazy Izzy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that's just a Mizzy Izzy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. I'm just tripping. Maybe that's too many ZZs. But I'm Z. You know, I got Z's all day, baby. But yeah. Let's go over and check out your boy Busy Gizzy. We're going to see what he talking about. And we're going to shout out my man Page, because I ain't trying to take his love. I guess it's Bill Gates himself Page. Oh. This is for promotional purposes only. You know, we concerned with the direction Mr. Gates is going with his, plans. It's like, nah. But yeah, but we going to listen to what my man's got to say. And then we're going to kind of look into some of the things that he making references to. So, you know, me, I like to listen to my stuff in a little faster because I don't know what's going on right now, but it seemed like reality slow. I wish I had not a fast forward, but sometimes a fast forward button, depending on who talking, they be dragging it out, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I be wishing I had a double speed version for reality, you know what I'm saying? Be feeling like, you know what I'm saying? Life is not life, but you know, people just moving slow. I don't know. But y'all listen to this on double time. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear it slow on your end and slow it down, y'all got buttons, $1,000 phones and all that. Let's get it.
Webcast. The first is on population growth. And the question is, one of our most pressing issues is population growth. How do you expect this to be addressed?
Okay.
Well, the population growth issue at the global level is not that daunting. That is, the population percentage-wise is growing slower today than in the past. And
so he's saying overall, basically, on a global level, it's not getting out of control, at least as far as to him or to his organization, or it's not interfering with what it is they doing. Because it only matters to this man. It's not like he just love folks like that. It only matters to this man unless the population is infringing on something he's trying to do in the future. Carry on, Mr. Gates.
so it will actually peak out. The problem is that the population is growing the fastest where people are less able to deal with it. So it's
Okay. We got to stop him right there one more again. He said the population growing the fastest in the places where they less able to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That's really what he's saying. He ain't saying people been living on this planet, and there's people still living in like New Guinea right now. We talking about indigenous folks. You know what I'm saying? That's still living off the land on their own. Like, so he's saying because the numbers didn't get too out of control for his taste, then it's out of control for them. Or either that, or he believe that if the numbers get too out of control in one area, then they gonna come pillage, or they gonna start coming towards the area where he at, or the people he deal with interest is at. I mean, why else do it matter, bro? Your shit straight, right? Your house paid for straight, right? So I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do it matter that much if these people decide to have 7 people, 8 people per family? And they've been doing this. I mean, my granddaddy had 18 kids. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Carry on, fam.
It's in the very poorest places that you're going to have a tripling in population by 2050.
So we talking about the black hoods, right? Can we agree with that's talking about the black neighborhood? so-called black Negro neighborhoods. Can we say that that's the black neighborhood? Who else poorer than them? You can't tell me that it's somebody below Negro. Negro is the lowest as this shit go. Like, you property, right? In the eyes of some people, in the eyes of some of the people who conquested in this land, like, you property. And you can't be seen as nothing else. And they didn't convince themselves that. Because remember, if you tell yourself something over and over again, it become the truth to you. Or if somebody else tell you something else over and over again, it become the truth to you. Either way it go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real. This man here, man.
And so their ability to feed, educate, provide jobs, stability, protect the environment in those locations mean they're faced with an almost impossible problem. Northern Nigeria, Yemen, Chad. And so
All that's
what
black.
we need to do is take this aid generosity and this innovation and go into those places.
He's talking about going into, he said a generosity. Which you either can take that, because you remember in English, we got words that mean multiple definitions. So we got to understand that when we listen to the word English. Or listening to English words, I mean to say. And we got to know that, understand that the English language is numerically based as well. So some of the things he can be referencing might not necessarily be the word on face value. This is what I mean. So we look at the word generosity. You either can take it as the quality of being generous or the quality of the fact that it's being large. So which one was he talking about? Was he saying that he said we need to take this, a generosity, and go in with innovation? Like, is he saying take this because it's large? Or is he saying take this because we being kind and generous? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand where he could be coming from this. This is what I want to understand.
Offer the women better tools where they want to
Offer the women.
space birthing or
So where you at, fellas? Where you at? He didn't say he want to come talk to the man. What dude want to do that? Who else do that? But, those who we know, as the serpent ones, want to talk to the women, sneaking in your garden and want to holler at your woman. Don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to you face to face. Don't tell you nothing. Just sneak in there and talk to the woman and try to get her mind gone. You know what I'm saying? He said he want to just go into these places. So how you just going to go into a place? Can you just go somewhere? You can't get on a plane and go nowhere. They got this motherfucker locked down. He's saying he just going to go somewhere. Just go into the places and then talk to the women at that. We talking all black people stuff. This is what made me think like, dog, this sound like Pharaoh, bro.
or have a smaller family size and improve health, because it's amazingly, as children survive, parents feel like they'll have enough kids to support them in their old age, and so they choose to have less children. Niger right now, it's still 7 children per family, whereas in the richer countries, you're often at a stable point of which is 2.1 or even less. And so it's really an acute problem in a certain number of places, and we've got to make sure that we help out with the tools now so that they don't have an impossible situation later.
What did this dude just say? I'm just saying, like, we thought we heard him say. And he mentioned a lot of stuff though. So let's look at some of the stuff he was talking about. He said he's gonna take this generosity, as we know, as innovation. Innovation is an action or process of innovating a new method of idea. Or, let's see. What's the best definition of innovation? The creation, development, and implementation of a new product. What's the innovation in simple words? The process of translating the idea or intention into a good service that or invention into a good service that creates value or for which customers will pay. So basically, innovation is setting up something that creates value in which customers are going to pay. So you want to go into these places and offer something where these customers are going to pay. That sound more, understandable to me for why he would want to go there, as to what he was leading to, saying that he was doing it, because he cared or because it was generous. I don't think it's because it's generous. I think it's because there's a monetary value behind it. I think that's the only reason why you want to do that. And why you want to talk to the women. So now we can go like I said, we can go to this here. Actually, in the scripture where it said, Exodus chapter 1. It says Israel increased greatly in Egypt. So basically, they telling you Israel got down in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And they give you all the names of it. So Egypt can mean bondage symbolically too. So basically, in bondage, these men got down. You know what I'm saying? Every man in his household, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Asher. All the souls came out of the loins of Jacob with 70 souls, for Joseph was already in Egypt already. Joseph died, all his brethren, all in that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty. So they had bread, they was getting it in, they was multiplying, everything was looking good. We ain't talking Black Wall Street, you want to say? You know what I'm saying? Had their own businesses, had their own stuff, had everything popping. You know what I'm saying? This is in Egypt we talking about. So a lot of the credit in Egypt don't never go to the Hebrews. That's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like, you mean tell me it's not no monuments nowhere in the world that no Hebrew get credit for? Like, it's stuff everywhere. They say, well, these guys did that, these guys did that. And we know, dog, come on. Come on. You mean tell me the Hebrews ain't innovators, bro? They not innovators today too? They don't come up with their own lane? Come on, man. Let's be for real. Nothing go on in history and Hebrews get credit for it. They say black. They like the word black. You know? Because that, you know, that don't make them feel like nothing saying that word. They don't want to give Hebrews credit for nothing. This is what I'm saying. So they say Pharaoh oppresses Israel. So basically, at one point in time, Pharaoh was cool. You know what I'm saying? Or it was a Pharaoh in there, and that was their mans. He was looking out for Joseph and all his family. Everything was good. This is the time in Egypt everybody referring to as the golden time in Egypt, where Egypt was just That didn't pop off long. You know what I'm saying? A new Pharaoh rose up. So we don't say they don't say how he rose. They don't get up into it. They don't say exactly how this popped off, but he took power in Egypt somehow. Even with the Israelites banging like that, he still got up there and took power. And they say he ain't know Joseph, so you know he basically was like, "Fuck Joseph people." You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna do shit like how we gonna do shit. It was almost like some beef type shit. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga he say, "Behold, the people of children of Israel are more and mightier than we." He saying there's a whole lot of them, man. It's more of them than we is. Do that sound familiar to anybody? He said, "Come on, man. Let's deal wisely with them. Let's not be dumb." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Man, before they multiply. We did read that word at before. In the beginning, in Genesis, what the Most High told you to do. He told you to be multiplying. So you all this 2 baby, 1 baby stuff, like Bill Gates talking about. Bill Gates wants you to have 2 babies and 1 baby. He said it. He laughed when he said it, like a little more stable. like that's funny. Like that's not multiplying ain't funny. You disobeying a direct order. The Most High said multiply. That's a direct order. So he's saying, man, before they multiply and it come to pass that it fall out at any war and they join our enemy. So he's saying, like, man, before we get to beefing with them niggas around the corner and they fuck around join with them niggas and they beat them niggas versus us. This that same shit that happened back in the day, right? America seen this before. Anybody aware of the colonial Marines? Anyone? Didn't this same shit happen? Didn't they hook up with the same Hebrews and they start banging on the other niggas and they told them niggas they was gonna get freedom? They start beating the shit out of motherfuckers? Come on, dog. Y'all know about this shit? Or maybe y'all don't, man. Y'all need to get in these books, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your smoke, get your drink, and do that while you investing your time into getting this knowledge, man. Get this information, man. This shit important, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like, people is missing these correlations and these parallels. So he said, before they join the enemies and fight against us, so let's get them out the land. He said, therefore, they put over them taskmasters. So who's the taskmaster? Your employer. You know what I'm saying? The people you work for, the people that tell you what to do. So they set taskmasters over the people the same way we got taskmasters now. You don't just work on your own. Everywhere, at every job, it's a taskmaster somewhere. So I don't give a damn if this Family Dollar, it's a taskmaster in Family Dollar. I don't give a damn if this is Little Caesar's Pizza. It's a fucking taskmaster in Little Caesar's Pizza. Somebody gonna tell you what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm trying to say. So he said taskmasters over them to afflict them with their burdens and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. He said, but the more they afflicted them, the more they grew. So he's saying the more you start hitting these people, and the harder you hit them, the more they grew. This sounds like some Super Saiyan shit to me. If y'all familiar with the legend, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time they fight, they get stronger. Where they get that from? This. They say the Egyptians made the children of Israel serve with rigor. Ain't y'all serving with rigor right now? I know y'all, I feel you back right now. I know you've been serving with rigor. You know what I'm saying? I feel you back. You know what I'm saying? It said it made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service of the field. Their service wherein they made them serve was rigor. So they say you doing rigor and everything, man. If you listen to what my man did on the video, I forgot what dog name is. His name was Jeff something. He was a prosecutor dude. I forgot what his name was. I put it in the comments so you can read it. But, you know, he was saying that, you know, in slavery, he's breaking down how, you know, the slaves built up like over 1 billion pounds of cotton. 1 billion pounds? If you know how much cotton weigh, he was just saying, he kept saying, emphasizing how much cotton weigh. Like, you know how much cotton weigh, you know how much it take to make 1 billion, so you know how much hard work it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, they still eating off that cotton today. All that cotton them dudes made, shit, they still eating off that today. You know what I'm saying? And the clothes don't do nothing but get recycled. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, come on now. They eating. They say, and the king of Egypt spake to the midwives. This is what I'm talking about. Here we go with your boy Busy Gizzy again. This is another parallel what I'm talking about. He said he want to talk to the Hebrew midwives. So we talking about the black chicks, what they call black today, which they didn't call colored. They didn't call y'all so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, it's a lot of different tribal groups that's not necessarily Hebrew groups and not necessarily Hebrew tribes. It's African tribes mixed into this that didn't necessarily jive with what the Most High was talking about, and they all littered in America as well. Getting called the same thing we getting called. You know what I'm saying? But you can tell the difference because they ain't standing up. You know what I'm saying? They ain't saying nothing. They sitting down, taking it how it come, and they ain't got nothing to say. We know better than that. Those of us who know, you know what I'm saying? We got that voice in our head already telling us, like, man, you better tell these niggas what's going on because you going to get in trouble. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But you say you want to speak to the midwives, though. This is what I'm saying. He said, of which one of the name was Shiphrah, and the name of the other one was Puah. And he said, when you do the office of midwife to the Hebrew women, you see them upon the stools when they having their babies. If it be a son, then you kill him. Come on now, ain't that what's going on today? Why they gotta tell everybody Black Lives Matter? Because they doing this shit right here. If they see the son on the stools, kill him. They not doing it like this though, because you remember they got silent wars now. The wars is not openly declared. You remember what I'm talking about. But they are doing this. They want the sons dead. They said if it be a daughter, then she shall live. Ain't the daughters doing straight right now? Ladies, y'all can get a job. Y'all, I ain't seen no ladies. I just seen ladies looking for jobs. Don't get me wrong, but I ain't seen no ladies look for jobs as long as I seen these dudes look for jobs. I just seen dudes out for 6 months. Out for 6 months. That nigga filling out apps and everything. Out on the bus, suit and tie, all that shit, and shit ain't popping off yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen that with the chicks though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the black women they get them jobs, and that's kind of referencing what's been going on right now. He's saying leave the women alone. They good. Just these dudes, get them out of there. Look what Pharaoh's saying. You know what I'm saying? So if he correlating with Pharaoh up there at the top, why wouldn't he be correlating with Pharaoh saying down here? He's saying the Hebrew women, because they not like the Egyptian women is. So he's saying the Egyptian women wasn't as lively. And he said that the Hebrew women been in deliver their damn baby before the midwives even came. That's what he's saying. He said that they're a little bit different. He said they are not as the Egyptian women. So even though they looked alike, physically, they was different. They operated different. You know what I'm saying? The Hebrew women obviously were stronger. He said lively. So this is a translation that we got from them. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different translations. But we got to take what we got. You know what I'm saying? So he said he going to throw them all in the river, man. But, we all know this story already. But can we not see the parallels here? You know what I'm saying? Come on. That's exactly what they talking about. Now, if we come over here, look at this. This your Martian boy right here. You know what I'm saying? This is what came to mind. That's what I was talking about when I was saying that it came to mind about that little big head. Looking ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just bullshitting, but you know, this dude, they saying this right here. Dig this. It said if humans gave birth in space, babies would have giant alien-shaped heads. What? This is Business Insider saying this. If humans gave birth in space, it would be very different from giving birth on Earth. First, we would be impacted by the zero gravity environment. Long-term, human space babies could end up looking very different from Earth babies. So he said scientists that study a lot of pregnant animals in space, including salamanders, fish, rats, but not humans. He lying. He lying. You know what I'm saying? So, boo to that. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. He said they ain't did it on humans. You crazy as hell. Humans were the first thing they did that shit on. So over 60 women have traveled to space. That's listed. Yet none were pregnant during the trip, that they say, let alone gave birth while floating in zero gravity. They say we'll talk of future space colonies and cities on Mars. Why they want to go to Mars? They want to get the fuck up out of here. It said there's a good chance that one day humans will give birth somewhere else beyond Earth. They hoping. And so that brings up an interesting question. What would it be like? What would the babies look like? So the most obvious difference is the low gravity environment. Dig this. It's a, for one, without the stress of Earth's gravity, her bones lose density. Studies show that astronauts, for instance, lose 1 to 2% of their density for every month spent in space. Doctors recommend that women with brittle bones avoid a natural birth altogether, which could mean births in space will be left to other methods. Dig this. That could lead to an increased reliance on Caesar sections for childbirth and people living in space. If y'all know anything about the cesarean section, oh, come on now, man. They want you to do this anyway because this right here is one of the things that destroy the relationship between the mother and the child. Real talk. A cesarean baby respond different than a baby that come through vaginal. Y'all better get up on that. I'm gonna do a video up on that, man, because that's very important right there. If y'all don't know about that, man, this is why they want you to keep doing C-sections, and it reduce your ability to have more than one kid. It complicate everything else. So, you know, this is not good, man. This is not good. They don't want natural births. This is what they don't want. You know what I'm saying? They can kind of regulate the C-sections in the hospitals they own, but out there in the places that he talking about, they're gonna be just doing any kind of other, and they, you know, they have babies right there on top of the fern leaves. I've seen that happen a couple times on National Geographic. Oh, girl wasn't even flinching. She didn't even flinch. She wasn't crying with no tears, with no nothing. The baby just was out like. I'm like, damn, they wasn't doing all that, all that shit they be having. You know what I'm saying? All that look who's talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers in America was doing. She wasn't doing that shit. But dig this and say, with more C-section, that could lead to larger heads in our descendants because they wouldn't be constrained by the size of the birth canal. So this is, like I said, it made me think, was they doing this already in Egypt, which is not hard to believe? We just redoing the shit they was doing in Egypt, who was just redoing the shit they got from Sumeria. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they did this shit. I think that's where this shit come from. Where this whole little idea of, come on now, that don't look like the cone head they was talking about in Egypt. That don't look like Pharaoh's head. You know what I'm saying? Come on, dude. Like, this is what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? With the high cheekbones. You feel me? This is what they talking about. They want the high cheekbones with the big, long cone head. You know what I'm saying? Not the cone joint, but, you know, the big round joint. That one. You know what I'm saying? I just saw this joint. Well, that's kind of coney, but it was a couple different heads. Yeah, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, man. Look, they talking about when on Mars look like the Martians do. What? But they still making references to how humans will look if they leave Earth's atmosphere. This is what they talking about. It's a wider announcement of a looming white minority makes demographers nervous. Is this, do he agree with Mr. Gates? I'm sure he does. Whoever this guy is, Dow Myers. I'm sure he agree with Mr. Gates. Everything Mr. Gates is saying, he believe. You know what I'm saying? But he looking at it from kind of a different perspective, you know? They're looking at it in a nation preoccupied by race. The moment when white Americans will make up less than half of the country's population has become an object of fascination. For white nationalists, which is a nice way of saying, the Ku Klux Klan people and all the people that didn't just fuck niggas up over just history and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I haven't dissed nobody at this point. At this point, we doing journalism. We just reading all the stuff on YouTube for all the people who may not be able to read and the people that's dyslexic. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was saying that he can't necessarily read some of the documents I was telling him to look into because he was having dyslexia problems. That's the first time I heard this. I'm like, so, some of us have to step to the plate and read some of this stuff so that other people be a chance to get it here, even if they can't hear or they can't read. So, this is where I step in. Well, I'm just reading it for the people, But it say for the white nationalists, it signifies a doomsday clock counting down to the end of racial and cultural dominance. Woo, that's scary as hell, ain't it? So is this what Mr. Gates was talking about? Because they agreeing kind of about, how, in 2050, in the years to come, their population could be small, which is the exact same thing that Pharaoh was just saying and what we was reading. It may come to pass, that they join our enemies, they mightier than us, and, they might perform us and outnumber us. And, they'll overrun us and then we won't be in control no more. Like, ain't that's what he was saying here? So, come on, y'all. Y'all can't act like y'all ain't seeing this correlation here, I mean, we really can't act like we're not seeing this. I mean, all the way down to the Georgia Guidestones. I know y'all familiar with this, right? The Georgia Guidestones, these are sitting in Georgia. And it's rumored that, the Illuminati or some of those illuminated ones or some of the Masonic ones in power, whoever. But pretty much they made this. I mean, who else could it be but somebody like that? Because look at what they got written on there. See, somebody done defaced it. Somebody went in there and put, Jesus will beat you, Satanists. You will not succeed in the New World Order. Like, somebody went in there and defaced that shit. I don't know when they did that. But this is on Wikipedia. You got to take stuff that you read like this with a grain of salt, if you want to call it a grain of salt, or take this with common sense and, you got to consider your shit, man. You got to pay attention. You got to be awareness. That's what I would say. That's the word I'm looking for. But basically, on this stone, in different languages, so they got in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. That pretty much covered almost the whole, everybody, I don't want to say everybody that mattered, but, everybody that's in a position, what I'm saying, that's speaking big languages in big places. That can almost cover the whole thing. That's almost half or more. These the main languages that everything based off of. A lot of different things that's dialects get counted as languages. So, languages get pushed to a whole lot of different numbers, but it's really a handful of languages that get spent off other languages. You know what I'm saying? But basically they saying they want to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely. Ain't this what Mr. Gates is talking about? Improving fitness and diversity. Diversity, what that, white people always use that word all the time. Every job we use, they like to throw that word around. They be talking about diversity. They talking about that because you in there. Unite humanity with a living new language. Why is they finna do that? Is that what's finna happen with this 5G? They finna shut up so that everybody can speak a new language? It's that Tower of Babel shit right here. It's a rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with temperate reason. Protect people and nation with fair laws and just courts. Fair laws. So right now, it's fair laws, right? Can't nobody pick judges, but, lawyers, right? So they only gonna pick the ones that's gonna be in their best interest, right? Their whole courtroom is their own thing, right? So let all nations rule internally, but they're gonna resolve external disputes in the world court. So they're gonna rule each place internally the same way they've been doing it right now. But if any of the people get into an argument with any other continent and something like that, they're gonna have to fix this in some United Nations type shit, which is they already kind of shifting that. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. So that's everything that's probably giving us some good shit. You already know how these people get down. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. This was written on them stones. Seriously. So, if somebody wrote this on there, somebody had to, it pissed them off to the point where they wanted to go in there and scribble, you will not succeed. Jesus will beat you, Satanist, on this. You feel me? This is what they saying. So, they talking about the anonymity of the gas stones, so they pretty much don't know who did it. So they saying they don't know who did this. This just came from somewhere and somebody set it up there. They keep cleaning them off when people deface them though, so somebody taking care of it. So I would ask the nigga who taking care of it, like, bro, whose songs is these? I will not tell. Like, it's gonna be a nigga named Lurch. It look like Lurch that's cleaning that motherfucker. He don't talk a lot, but I will not tell you. Got him washing that motherfucker off. Make sure that you can read this shit. They gonna get this shit down to 500 million. If it's 500 million, then they gotta reduce this motherfucker by, like, if they say, according to the numbers, that it's 8 billion people. I think it's 8 billion people. 8 trillion people on Earth. I think that's what it is. 8 billion. Either way it go, it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the numbers is right. You know what I'm saying? They trying to count them, but I don't think the numbers is actually accurate. But, I don't know for how long, though, with all these computers that they got that can do, that's biologically based, So I don't know for how long that's going to happen. So they definitely going to get some things going. But there's some stuff to look into, man. Definitely. Population control. The practice of intentionally controlling the rate of growth of human population. Historically, human population planning has been implemented with the goal of increasing the rate of human population growth. However, in the period from 1950s to 1980s, concern about global population growth and its effects on poverty, environmental degradation, and political stability. So this is, the ability for them to be able to keep politics and be able to keep a government over these people. This is what's going on. Is this what Mr. Gates is talking about? Is this referring to? Is this what's bothering him? Like, he might lose political stability? Because he talking about environmental degradation and poverty. He said all that in 2 minutes. If you listen to what he's saying, he's talking about reproduction. He's talking about space birthing, a 1-child, 2-child policy. He already saying that that's more. He laughed when he said it. You know what I'm saying? It's more tolerable, pretty much, to him. Man, come on, man. Y'all got to be for real, man. Y'all got to be for real, man. Straight up. This right here is serious, man. We got to pay attention to what's going on, man. I know y'all probably don't want to hear about all this. I ain't got no music playing, and I ain't turned this into an entertainment channel. But dog, we really got to look at this, man. In 2050, these people don't think they're gonna be here. 2044, he said white America is projected to fall below half the population. It's 2020 now, dude. Like, something that came out in 2005 is 15 years old. I was telling you. You like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? 2000 was 20 years ago, bro. 20 years went past quick, like that. You know what I'm saying? And here we are. And, people like Mr. McDowell here, or Dow Myers. I said Mr. McDowell. You know how they see you movie. But, they worried about that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? They got to change the flag. Because, the flag ain't about to look the same if it's a minority state. Or it's a minority-run situation, so shit, they got to pull out a new world order before that shit happen. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Don't they? So I guess that's probably why the dude sprayed new world order on that guy stone right there. Shit's got to be a new world order before this shit turn into a minority, and then United States be a superpower with niggas and shit running it and Mexicans. They like, hell no. So that I've been seeing commercials with white people over there getting in love and shit, like, and I ain't nothing wrong with that shit. Do y'all do y'all thing? You know what I'm saying? Y'all supposed to, but y'all ain't been doing that shit. I can see now they trying to push that shit now because of this shit right here. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I don't know, man. But check into your boy Busy Gizzy. Watch him. Is he a pharaoh of modern day? That's the question of the day, people. Watch his hands. What is he saying? What is he really saying? Is that what he really mean? What's really going on? I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. Peace.